We finished restoring your 1975 Nishijin A alligator monkey pachinko machine, and we wanted to create this video to show you real quickly how to set your machine up when you get it home and get it up and running. We've also included the DVD. It has several hours of information, tips, tricks, all kinds of information. There's 2 DVDs actually, one of them dedicated specifically to Nishijin A model machines, so you can look at that for further information. But here's just 10 minutes, we'll get you up and running. Before we fill the machine up with balls, I just want to show you something here up front. If you're ever playing and this little sign pops down in this window, it means that you need to fill the back of your machine with balls. So when that sign pops down, you'll be able to shoot a few more times, but then you won't be able to shoot anymore because there's also a lever blocking the path of balls right here where my fingertip is. So as you add balls, that sign will lift out of the way, and then balls will be able to flow through inside of here so you can shoot them. Okay, we'll take your power adapter and you just plug it into the wall or into a power strip. Then you'll want to check. There is a wire loop here. You want to make sure it's in the up position. Down, up. So when it's in up, it's locked. If it's down, any balls you pour in will roll out the bottom of your machine. So we've got that set. Now let's add some balls. I'll go ahead and pour some in this tray as well. Next, you'll take a bucket like this and set it right here, and it'll catch balls. Either when you activate this lever, they'll all pour out and you can catch them in the bucket, or if this tray starts to fill up with balls, there's actually a spot here. As the balls fill up, they would fall down through an overflow chute here and down into your tray. Now there is a piece of plastic back here. You see this white part? It's attached to a bunch of levers under here, and it needs to be in the position it's in now in order for your machine to operate properly. I'm going to go ahead and move it in the wrong position by lifting up here. So as you can see, as I'm lifting up, the lights come on. So that's what happens when you get a jackpot. So when you get a jackpot, a ball will enter it, it'll tip down, and then it'll drop the ball out and it'll pivot back up. So if it's in this position, your machine won't ever pay out jackpots, and they'll just back up and jam up in your machine here. So that's in the correct position. Now let's turn the machine around and play. So we'll take some balls and we'll pour them into your play tray. Now the first time you pull down on the flipper, it will load a ball into the shooter lane, so nothing will actually happen. No ball will get shot. Okay, so now one's loaded. Now when we pull down again, we'll pull all the way down and quickly let go so it'll shoot the ball. It's all the way down, and then I'm just going to let my thumb slide off. And the ball shot across, it hit this bumper, then it dropped down here. Now depending on how far you pull down the flipper will determine if the ball comes all the way over here. A little bit, it may just go here. You also want to try and get it to go through the center, because if you do, then this monkey will slide down and the alligator will try and bite him. So I'll just play a little bit. I'll pull it down partially, and it came over here. Okay, we got 2 jackpots. One went in here, one went in here. These tulips, if they're open and a ball goes in, they close. If they're closed and a ball goes in, they open. So the lights flashed and you got paid out balls here, and some of the balls will roll down into your receiving tray down here, especially when this tray backs up. Now speaking of the tray backing up, if you ever win a lot of balls, and let's say your little sign comes here and you need to fill up the back, you're going to have to get the balls out of here to fill up your tray and back. There's a lever here, you slide it to the left, and the balls will roll from here down to here, and you can scoop them out into a bucket and fill up your tray. Sometimes there's so many balls here that they back up and they jam. So what you have to do is you have to take your finger and just stick it down here and move the balls to kind of loosen the tension on them. Okay, I'm going to zoom in on the main attraction here, and I'm going to play for a little while until we get a jackpot to go down the center. But first I wanted to mention that if you have someone who doesn't know how to play, they may take the handle and they may pull it down, and if they hold it and let it up, nothing happens, except the next time they do that, they're going to be loading a second ball in the shooter lane, and now there's two in there. If they do that a bunch of times, there might not be enough power to shoot the balls up on the lane. Let's try that. I've got about 4 in there, and they didn't go anywhere. There is not enough power. Sometimes there's enough power to get it to come to this point, and if it comes here, then it'll roll down into one of your trays, but there's not even enough power. I was able to get one up. Okay, great. Just by doing that I was able to get them up, but if you can't, you're going to have to open your play field door and your play tray door, swing those open to get to the balls. You'll want to empty all your balls out of here first before you open up the doors. We'll do that real quick. Open up your machine. Right back here there is a latch, and it's got a hole in the side, but basically what you're going to do is you just want to lift up and pull, and when you pull it all the way up, it'll pop open the door in front. You saw that pop open, so I held it up and made sure it swung open. Now to open up your play tray, there is a lever right here, a little piece of metal, and what you're going to do is you're going to push down on that metal, and as you do, you can swing open your play tray door. So I push down, and I'll swing it open. And when I did, some of those balls that were stacked up right here in the shooter lane fell out, and then I'll go ahead and grab the rest of these balls. Now I want to show you something. Whenever you open this up, there is a plastic pin here. I'll zoom in and show you. When you close it, you have to make sure that that pin lines up with a part in the back of the machine. Okay, here's that pin I was talking about, and this plastic back here, as I pull down on the chrome flipper, it's moving this lever. So this pin needs to be under that lever so that when I pull the flipper down, it will pull this pin down, and when it does, it'll take a ball and load it into the shooter lane right there in front of the piston. It would load it right there. So as you're closing the door, you just want to look both from the front and from the back and make sure that that plastic part is above the pin, and then you'll want to close your door. You may have to lift up a little bit on the door to close it and lock it. Okay, now we'll play and try to get one into the main attraction. Okay, that's the basic information to get you up and running. I sure hope you enjoy your machine. If you have any questions, check out those DVDs or give